Joanna, and who knows what else other name I go under. Every day I wake up, it's new energies that I'm having to navigate and sort out because of all the people involved in putting their hands in my life, not wanting me to know who I am, and not wanting me to acknowledge and accept who I am. So I've already done that. So I'm going forward with my path. I'm going forward with my destiny that Source Creator has written for me, and I've written for myself. I've earned it over many timelines, ancient timelines, many beautiful timelines with many beautiful people that are here also on Earth. So, the ascension truth for today. Absolutely know that when you live in your truth, the universe will follow along. It doesn't matter how many people are against you, how many people are wanting you to forget who you are, forget why you came here, forget your gifts and skills and talents, the GSTs that I talk about all the time. It doesn't matter what anybody's plots or plans are, because truth is the highest vibration of strength. It's the highest vibration of power, and when you stand in it, nothing can stop you. It doesn't matter who these people think they are to rewrite my path and my life for me. I'm disappointed, and I'm going to have to process a lot of anger for how much time and how much of my life was kind of wasted so that people can play their games of taking what's mine and pretending that they're me. I guess the only thing that I can be grateful for is those that have done the right thing, those that have asked questions and taken it further, those that have known my work to be mine and supported me and donated. I'm very, very grateful for those that have donated. Um, Anybody that wants to donate for me to rebuild my life until all of this legal stuff is sorted out. We all know how long legal things are. They're going to have to be transferring the monies from wherever it's been hidden from. And then it's just a matter of me recombining and recollecting back with the people that the real community that I've been taken from and hidden from. So YouTube will have to be opened up because it's been, nothing but, again, shadowed and veiled. I've been hidden from the people that are meant to see me for obvious reasons, because they have been looking for me as I've been looking for them. The people that I'm supposed to work with that have been veiled from me, and I've been veiled from them. It's a real psychological fuck show, really. I don't know how people can sleep. I really don't. What I know to be true is that there is inheritance and monies from my ancestors that are meant to be mine, that I'm meant to connect with and create with the creative collective. I'm very fidgety right now because I every day I wake up, I have to process new truths, and it's sad that humanity has just lost its sense of self, that it does these things, and a person's life is 54 years is just. And apparently I'm not the only one. A lot of these cults and covens and they have these false beliefs and these facades that they practice spirituality, but they don't. They're really spiritual crime rings. So we're seeing a lot of overlapping between, the mafia crime rings, the underground black web, and people play it off as if it's spiritual and not. It's not. It's just how they manipulate people. It's easier to manipulate people through dark occult because they don't have to, because they're not seen for their weapons, right? The weapons aren't seen anywhere. It's however good a manipulator they are to abuse energy. Um, you know, and people believe, because their hearts are true and real, and they want to believe what's being said, especially if they're using churches and, they're using religion as a facade to do a lot of these crimes. Spirit has said that there are millions that are on the North American continent that have had similar stories to me, that have been systematically abused through the cults and covens, and the various inheritances and monies that were taken from family members and things like that, and slowly swayed over to the criminals' pockets and banks. It happens frequently. So again, if you're concerned and worried about where you sit understand your laws, understand what it really takes for a power of attorney to go through, understand when people are slowly guiding you and directing you, projecting um, inferences of insanity, when you're simply just saying things, when you're just talking and all of a sudden they're inferring, oh, you must be crazy. Those are types of conversations in which they're trying to guide situations and trying to implement foundations of things going on in the background. And sometimes you don't notice it, but I've when I was in styling, I had clients that were directed to me by Source Creator, by God, and my spirit teams, because they were going through situations at home that their families were trying to toggle their way into, the elderly's pockets and pocketbooks and properties and things like that. And they do it very sneakily. They do it slimily. They have no, they have no, they have no care for, you know, righteousness and truth and all of these things. So, as a part of the higher spiritual councils, I was brought here. Spirit has shown me that because of my specialty at reading through the cross webbing of dimensions, it's very confusing for me because of the cross webbing of dimensions. There's so many different timelines I'm peering in on, and I'm reading and pulling out certain energies so that it can be transmuted. That's what I do at the higher level. I have to still transmute all of these stories. They don't just sit there. I have to transmute them, and then I have to put them together, and then I have to reaffirm and intend a story now on the higher timeline. So that's what I'm doing because I'm staying here for eternal life. So these timelines have to be cleaned up. So that's what I do. I pull the different energies that are not yet healed, what if it's attached to a wound, divine feminine, divine masculine, and then I do the transmuting on it, and then I intend brand new. So it's like I'm back and forth in different timelines, but Spirit knows how traumatizing it is for me to, live in truth every day and to live in poverty every day and to live in homelessness every day. While there's people that are absolute criminals that are walking around living in homes that are paid with my money. They're going into banks and paying the people at the banks, to make sure that they don't get caught on their crimes. I mean, I don't understand how people don't question. I don't understand how this goes on for so long, you know. And there's the due diligence is only now kicking in. I don't understand. I don't understand how cults and covens and people gather in such low vibrational group think, and they all agree to ruin somebody's life for money. I don't know any of these people. I've never met any of these people with the exception of my ex. The story that Source showed me that is remaining true that I have to keep talking about. I was shown a vision of the shadow government giving the cult in Calgary a file with all of my information on it. They were given that information. Now, whether it was a PDF file or whether it was an electronic file or whether it was an actual file, Spirit showed me that vision. That vision has something to do with the core reason and where those monies are and where and when and why these people were given. When we moved to Calgary, when my ex got that job at the oil company, that's when we moved to Calgary. That's when the real shit started to happen. That's when all of the darkness and crap began to happen. I mean, there was things before that. There was he cheated on me before that. He was a DL gay before that. That's why I've been celibate since my third child. I mean, there's so many things. I mean, it's just nothing but it's just a mess of fuck shit that he's got to handle. I've been healing from him, but his mess and his still fucking with me is still continuing. I'm not understanding why. Why is Calgary allowing the criminals that they know are criminals? They have a sex cult. They're passing diseases, and anything that they do in their escort service, they're passing diseases. Why is Calgary police? Why is Calgary disease control? Why is Calgary not allowed? Why is Calgary think this is okay? There's families and children that have their partners screwing around, and they're bringing it home to the children. They're bringing it home to the husbands. They're bringing it home to the wives that are unknowing. I don't understand how Calgary thinks this is okay. There's been people that have been hiding and they have been protecting criminals in Calgary. There's people in Calgary so corrupt and they're protecting the criminals. Why is that? My children go to school in Calgary. Why is that? Why is that? I mean, I could go around in circles on how much wrong is this? How much wrong is this? 50 years of my life has just been just like that, up in smoke. And I've got to piece together the shit piecemeal that people are giving me because now they're all of a sudden feeling guilty because I am speaking truth and the energy is finally, the black magic fog is now being lifted and they're finally coming to their senses and they can't carry around the guilt. Well, let me see. Well, you're feeling, all uncomfortable because your lifestyle is changing. You're feeling uncomfortable because now you feel guilty. Well, what the fuck, people? Have you thought about what I felt like for 50 years? When I was with a family that I knew wasn't my family, when I was with people I knew I shouldn't have been with, but like, what the hell? What else did I have? I was a child. I was a kid with magic being thrown at me 24/7. And no wonder I had bronchitis all the time. I was suffocating by the darkness. Bronchial problems my whole life, breathing problems my whole life, because I was suffocated by fucking devils and demons. Purposefully, to see how much I could take, because this family didn't want me to know who I was. This family didn't want me to know that I was the born Messiah. This family didn't want me to know my gifts and skills. And every time that I brought any truth forward to them, and I had my gifts and skills shown to them, they would all say, oh, stop doing that, and they would ostracize me and call me out. So then, of course, as every child does, turns it off. Doesn't stop me from speaking to spirit, doesn't stop me from being me, and I'm still going to be me, and God's going to bring the truth out. God is forcing the truth out right now. God's forcing the truth out by everybody else, the 300 people that have been involved, the 300 people that have been veiling my life, the 300 people that have been shadowing me and forcing me not to find anything and forcing everybody else to hide the paperwork, more fabrication, more tampering, everything that's done from this point forward to hide anything and to do any more tampering. You are absolutely sealing your fate for forever in jail and forever in hell. There's no more 3D timelines. You cannot come back. The only way through this is truth. That's the only way. 300 people will be charged. Businesses, YouTube, the people doing clickety-click on the back of the end of all of my accounts, and I've proven it. I've shown everybody. I've taken screenshots of everything that's being fucked over on my accounts. My ex is one of them. My ex knows the information. My ex has the file, and he's a pathological liar. So anybody dealing with my ex, you are now involved and you're an accomplice. I've been saying that for years. I've been saying anybody dealing with him, you're an accomplice. He will pay anybody and he will say anything to get what he wants. He doesn't care about the outcome of what's going on with anybody. He doesn't care. If he did care, he would stop crossing my boundaries. He would stop doing sex magic. Stop trying to lure into my dreams so he can take me and have me so that I would protect him while his shit comes down. Divorce was divorce. I asked for it over 8.5 years ago. I stopped everything I have with him the day that my third child was born because I knew that he was screwing around on me in the background. I knew it. All I cared about were my children, and I've done everything, and I've stayed here on this planet because of my children. All I've cared about are my children. And I've been as amicable, I've been as peaceful, I've been as calm, I've been as patient, and there's been hundreds of people behind the scenes doing everything they can to stop me from knowing who I am. And it's nobody's business. It's nobody's fucking business. These people were all in the cahoots to get the money because they knew who I was. The witches and the warlocks, they're absolutely to blame, and the shadow government was the one that employed them. The shadow government was the ones that said, you are the witches and the warlocks, go make sure it happens, and you can have whatever monies. The shadow government is involved, shadow FBI, shadow CIA, shadow government, they all know who I am. They've been testing me and analyzing me for years and giving me these fake-ass experiments to see how much I can do and to see how much I know, and every time I get knocked down, I get right back fucking up because I'm with God. My truth is truth, and it will stand until the end of fucking time because I'm here on eternal life. I can come and go as I wish, and just like that, I can tell the legions, take me away. I'm out of here. You can all sort out your entropy planet. I'm not coming back. My ex, Eric Raimundo Perez, and whatever other name you go by when you're doing your sexcapades in your escort services, Erica, also known as, well, the police should be putting out these pictures of these people in the community because they have been passing around disease without telling people. These people their pictures should be known in the community. And then it's up to everybody and their free will to choose whether you're going to entangle with these people. I want my monies back. I want every penny plus interest for the years that were wasted. I want YouTube soon. Every one of their employees, I want them fired. I want all of their names, because I will be pressing charges personally. I'm suing YouTube. I'm suing the government. I'm suing the city. I'm suing the police. I'm suing the businesses that were involved, the insurance companies that keep giving death insurance claims. I've signed nothing. I would never give my ex anything for him to do for me. I would never ask him to do anything for me. Ever. Ever. I would never ask him to do anything. I would have never put my name with his on anything. When I say divorce, all people, when I say something, it is. I don't go back. I don't backstep. It is what it is. I will never go back on a divorce. Divorce is divorce. Get out. There's no remake. There's no redo. There's no nothing. So this needs to be at the top of the criminal courts in the U.S., because there's crimes that were done at the top of the criminal courts for constitutional rights, human rights, hate crimes, discrimination, theft and fraud, exploitation, premeditated murder, 17 crimes, and it's going to go to the top of the U.S. courts. It's going to go to the top of the Canadian courts. I want my dual passports, I want my money, and I want my birth records. I want to know exactly where the hell and by whom I was born to. And these cults and covens are going to get their asses sued. They'll never see the light of day. All timelines, they're getting pulled right out. All timelines. There's no saying sorry. There's no mincing of words. There'll be no word spoken. There's no word spoken. Every person is being ripped from ever touching my timeline, ever touching my spirit, ever having a timeline in any way. This has been done all because of the wounds that people have, jealousy and envy. I don't know any of these people. I don't know any of them. This was all done before these things were organized before I was born. These things were sorted out before I was born. How is that okay? So before somebody even comes in, my destiny is already screwed with, and I don't even have a chance. I don't even have a voice. It's my fucking life, people. It's my body. It's my spirit. It's my saying. Where's the human rights? Where's the constitutional rights? Nobody had a right to read my medical files. Nobody had a right to see my financial files. Nobody had a right to see my signature on anything. If I posted on the chat line on YouTube to say, this is my divorce paper, it's my only signature ever given to anybody over the last 10 years, who the fuck's business is it? It's criminal. Anything with my name on it is criminal, because I didn't sign it. I had nothing to do with it. I haven't even been told about it. How is that okay? How is it okay? My name is talked about, money's passing back and forth, and hundreds of people know about it, and I'm sitting on the side of the fucking road. How okay is that, people? I want the highest investigators of the US. I want the highest investigators of Canada. The monies that have been kept from me every day were meant to go back to the people, because I have the codes to build new things for the people. Because it's been so corrupt, the people haven't been getting the money, the people haven't been getting the care, the people haven't been getting healed. I'm the one. And these cults and covens and everybody that's touched a piece of paper with my name on it to make sure that it gets delayed and derailed and sabotaged so that I never see the fucking truth. Because there's people with their hands on my life behind the scenes that they had no right to. Nobody has a right to touch my fucking life. And I'm calling judgment on all of you. All of you. How is it okay that my life gets ripped up every day? Every day I have to process lies. Every day I have to process the shit that's been done. Every day is a new day of lies. Every day is a new day of how many people were criminal. Every day is a new day of how many people lied in front of my face so that they can get money behind the scenes. And now where's their life? Diseased, falling, and failing, just as God said it would. I'm pissed. I'm so pissed. Every day I wake up and I've got to transmute the shit. Shadow governments, you are coming down and the world will know your names. There will be books and movies written about me, and they will know who you are. And I feel sad and I feel sorry for your children, because they have to live with the legacy that you chose to sell your soul. Just because you have no idea about spiritual knowledge, you have no idea about God, you're not connected on any level. And because you felt and you thought that how dare a divine feminine come with some sort of knowledge as the Messiah, as the second coming of the Christ. I am. It's not the second coming, I am. That's what most of you don't get, because most of you don't know spiritual knowledge. I am that I am, as Jesus said. As Jesus said to the Romans when they were questioning him about why do you not speak and why do you not say word for word the books of the Abraham? And Jesus said, because I am, I was here before I am, I'm here after, I'm here above and below. You're not getting it. I want my money, I want my birth records. And God's going to rip everything up until I get exactly what I'm owed. Everybody has touched my life and lied about it. Everybody has run circles around me thinking that you know more than God and thinking that you are going to outplay God. Good luck on that. Everybody's going to be taken to jail and everybody's going to be maximum sentencing because you just didn't care that much to go to the police and say the real truth because all you care about is your lifestyle and how it's changing. Well, let's see how you care about living on the street for 6 years. Let's see how you do. We'll see how uncomfortable it feels then. I'm disappointed in everyone. I'm disappointed in everyone. I had a conversation with Spirit this morning as I was going for my walk. In spirit, when I am a spirit and I'm a spirit guide to many of those, because that's the progression of the soul. At some point, I'm going to be a spirit guide in spirit, and I will be assisting those in human form. In human form, I would never do the things that have been done to me. I wouldn't gaslight, I wouldn't lie, just to make you stay in the game a little bit longer. I wouldn't placate, I wouldn't move money around before so to make sure you're looked after, but the people that are really damaged stay damaged until you find it's okay to tell the truth. I wouldn't do these things. I wouldn't do these things. First of all, I wouldn't lie to anybody that I cared about because you don't care about people if you lie to them. There's no care, there's no love. I don't know how people can say things and then do the opposite. I don't get that. I never get, even as a kid, I remember looking at my parents and looking at how people would behave. I don't understand why you do that. Why do you do that? Why do you say that you love somebody and you lie to their face? Why do you do that? How do you do that? How do you go cheat on somebody and then you're hiding that you're gay? How do you do that? I don't understand. Where do you not think about how you feel when you go to bed at night? Do you not think about anything about yourself? I don't get that. I don't get it. I don't get how you can say something and then just the next minute you sign a piece of paper to pretend that they're insane and you sign a POA so that you can get a monthly stipend. I don't get, and I'm sleeping on the street. And then your children ask you, you know, is there anything that needs to go to mom? Their kids are asking and you have you don't think about it. You just know. So as long as you're getting this monthly stipend, as long as you're getting something that has my name on it, as long as you're getting looked after, you can live your lazy ass corrupt life. And I'm sleeping on the street. And you're just hoping one day that I'm going to be strong enough and God's going to be strong enough and all the crap that's been in 3D is all going to be pulled up layer by layer by layer. There's so many layers, it's disgusting. As I said yesterday, the first 3 investigations, now they're being double investigated because there's so much fucking corruption in it. Fabrications, illusions, signatures that are false and fake, people lying under witness. 300 people that have just been nonstop corrupting, making a mess, corrupting, making a mess. And thank God finally now there's some people in there that are really absolutely cannot wait to dig their nails and their fingers into everything that's been done. Because these people are the top of the top and the best of the best. And they're going to rip apart until they find truth. Everybody involved, you don't have a chance. All 300 of you. I don't care what your role was. Fake client, giving money back and forth, lying on stand to pay a false witness to who I am, and I've never even met you. You've never been in the same room as me, so how can you go on the stand and lie? And you think that you're a spiritual person? So fucking corrupt. Somebody in the collective is asking me a question. They're asking me what I'm going to do when I find out all of the illusions. I'm going to be really angry. I need to process my rage. And nobody understands why I'm angry. Because each and every one of you, if you were in the same position of me, what would you do? What would you do if the people lied to your face for your entire life while they were getting paid behind the scenes? And they partied behind the scenes and they did whatever they did. They went on trips to Europe. They were in fancy hotels while you were sleeping on the cement in freezing weather. And you did this day after day, but all you thought about was getting back to your kids. That's all you thought about. That's all you cared about. Because you knew that children were being trafficked and you care about the children because you were trafficked. And you were given just enough information so you keep going. Because God knew that if I knew all the information and if they unveiled even half of what was done to me, God knew that oh, that's it, I'm not here anymore. The whole planet can just live without me. I don't care. The agree, there's no words. That's why God hides things from me. Because God knows that I'll pop out. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care about the accolades. I don't give a fuck. I never did. And anybody that knows me, which nobody does, anybody that knows me knows I don't give a fuck about the accolades. What I care about is people using my work and saying that they're me and saying that they're a conduit when they're fooling the public. When I'm the one that gives the codes, I'm the one that knows transformation. I'm the ones that pierces truth through their soul and they remember who their soul is. I do that. They don't. That matters to me. You want to know why that matters to me? Because these people are being fooled and they're wasting their time and money. So criminal courts will have to be aware of those that come before them that have any ties to Masons, Illuminati, Eastern Stars, whatever other groups they call themselves, because it's growing by the day and there's thousands of them across the countries. They have the hands and they have the people working in every aspect of jobs, banking, government, and anything can be signed and papers can be moved and your life is changed just like that. And nobody cares. Nobody cares. Except if you're somebody like me, and I've done so much for the multiverse, and I've been here since the very beginning of human life, and my energy and my vibration is on the walls of pyramids and caves, and it matters. And Gaia's going to be pissed, the heavens are going to be pissed, the fairies are going to be pissed, and animals are going to be pissed, because they're the ones that I speak for. And I'm making this planet better for the next generation of children. And I'm supported more than anybody ever knows. And things will come out of the paperwork just like that. So it doesn't matter how much they think they've destroyed and tampered with. It will be available when it needs to be available. And everybody will be charged and I will seek maximum sentencing. And how I'm going to process that anger, I'm going to have to use my gifts and skills so that I don't bring down trees from a forest. Because I am that powerful. I have to process my anger and rage in very different ways, and I have to call the angels in to put support bubbles around me. Anytime I process anger and rage, the angels are surrounding me. And they do energy work as I release, so that it's transmuted, so that no harm is done to any. Because I do this because I'm responsible. This is how I work with energy. If I need to release something, I call in the angels. They put a protection bubble around me and we do transmuting as I do it. I still have to process the shit that people have done to me and they don't even fucking know me. They're just greedy and they're just angry that they're not as special as they thought they were because they chose to believe in false systems and give their power away to Satan. It all now works for me. But because nobody knows spiritual energy or information and my channel's been shut down because YouTube's allowing people to get paid for silencing me and hiding me, everybody's going to pay. Everybody. Was there anything else, Commander Ashtar? And the damages it's had on my body and my health and my children and me. It's incredibly crazy. Those people that have information, please book an appointment through PayPal. If you're just offering me information, you don't have to pay the $250 US. You can just put a message in the PayPal. It's secured, and I get that message, and you can do a donation of $2 or whatever. I mean, if you're that frugal about what you're giving, just give me the information and give the authorities the information that they need. Every day that you have some information and you know something and don't do anything about it, you're held as an accomplice and liable, and that's going to be held in your karma. I'm from the higher spiritual courts. I'm going to make sure that nobody's going to get by. If you have the potential to do something and make something right, and you know something about something, then it's your obligation. You are obligated as somebody standing before you saying, if you know truth about what's been going on behind the scenes and who's been hiding it and what's been going on, and because of where I sit in my electronics and everything that I post, everything has been veiled and everything has been coded so that anything that I put out only goes to certain people. This is why you guys have to share my videos, because they can't code and they can't mess with all of your computers. They're messing with mine and they're messing with what I put out. They're messing with whatever gets seen on my end. But if you guys share it, then it's thought that way. It gets shared by anybody. This is why only certain select people see my videos. So it has to be fixed. I mean, if that's not discrimination, I'm not sure what is. And by the highest constitutional courts, I'm going to make sure they're charged. Who is anybody to discern this person gets seen, that person does, this person gets seen, that person, and then the people that are doing the magic, they're the ones getting the money. The people that are doing the crimes, they're the ones getting the money. So where's my inheritance for the people? Where's my inheritance for me? Where's the inheritance to make up the last 7 years I was on the street fighting for my rights? Does anybody care? Nobody's given me anything. Nobody's given me one thing. Because they've hacked my computer, they've hacked my emails, so now what? So go through PayPal if you want to get a message to me. Go through PayPal. There are a few people that know how to reach me on Zengi, but even Zengi, unless you do a video chat face-to-face, all of it, I've had people send me AI videos that are just AI made. They're AI false-ass videos. And they're voice videos. So again, you can't tell the people that are just sending, somebody that says, oh, I'm on Zengi and here's my voicemail. Yeah, they're a fucking AI. It's not you. I want to talk to a real voice. I want to talk to a real person. That's what I want to talk to. I don't want to do this fucking AI shit. This is how they play. This is how they play. AI is everywhere now. I don't want to do AI. It's face-to-face or it's nothing. That's how I do my appointments. Why? Because it's a human-to-human contact. It's spirit to spirit, human to human, God to God. Namaste. So when you book an appointment with me, you actually talk with me. I actually work out a time. I work out a day. I work out a couple of hours, and I send you the link. And then we connect face to face. That's how we do it. Face to face. See, it's me. Face to face. All of my flaws, it's me. This is me. This is what you pay for. You pay for me. Everything else, fraud. You connect with God through me. The Father said, God is... The Father's pissed at what's been done to me. Anybody that wants redemption from God, I pray for you. The Father, these are channeled messages that I'm saying right now. The Father has veiled certain things from me not being seen because of the detriment on my soul, because I am so sensitive and I am pure. Those are my angelic codes. Because I can't fucking understand how people are so fucking horrible to people. And all I want to do is help the children. All I want to do is get to Gaia and put more codes and be with Gaia and uplift this planet to the ascension that she's needed in the galaxy. All I care about is the ascension for everybody else in the galaxy. And there's people that are so fucking egregious and so fucking selfish. All they care about is their lives not being changed in any way. Oh, my lifestyle is going to change. I'm not going to have my Gucci bag. I'm not going to be seen as the best witch in the crowd now because somebody else is coming in. So how about you get healed and how about you get with God? Because what are your witchy skills anyways if you have nothing to do with God? You have magic because you're connecting with God. Isn't it? Oh, that's not your way. No, you just do magic to fuck with people. So then you should have your skills taken away. I'm asking Spirit, absolutely, everybody involved right now, Spirit, all 300 of these people, I want their gifts and skills and whatever they call as a talent, I want it taken. I want them turned off until further notice. What I need right now are resources so that I can start finding new lawyers and I can start finding investigators, and they'll do the job that nobody else has done. And I'll get the answers that I'll get the answers for, and I'll do my own work just like I always have. I rely on nobody because nobody's come through for me ever. Everybody's been a disappointment. Everybody has an agenda. Everybody has what they want from you. And I've been used on every level. My ex, I'm so disappointed and I'm so disgusted by what's become of this whole thing. And I've done nothing but be 100% truth, always be there for him. Even when we were separated and divorced, when his father passed away, who was there? I was. And I was there the whole entire day, every ritual that they do, everything, I was there. Moral support. Was there one attention paid? Nothing. All of these things that you do because you support someone that you say you care about. And you support them through their challenges and their changes and their losses. Not 1 ounce of fucking care while he was behind the scenes stealing from me. And you ask what kind of a person I am? I'm somebody, if I say something, I fucking mean it. Everybody that's been involved in screwing with my life for 50 years and making sure that I never ever see the truth and I never ever arise to anything, you must be so proud of yourselves that this is what you want from people, is for them to be the worst version of themselves so that you can feel good about who you are. Sit with your souls. You're all forgiven. You will stay out of my energy and I will never have another timeline with you ever again. And may your families and your children be very proud of the stories and the legacies you leave, because everyone's going to know about it. I am the Messiah. I am divine feminine, and I'm not sitting down for lesser. And what's been happening on earth is about as low as it will ever get. And there's people that put on their uniforms and their badges, and they put things in their wallet, and they get paid every 2 weeks by the people. And they hold very important jobs, and they get paid by the people. And they're meant to uphold the laws, and they're meant to uphold morals and integrity, and things that we tell our children that are going to be allowing them to walk safely in a world that is a world for all people, all diversities, all beliefs, and all expressions. And how is this true at the moment? It isn't. There's a very select people, less than 5%, that absolutely have the freedoms that they are not allowing others. That's how corrupt this system is. Church and state has done a horrible job. The leaders have done a very horrible job. Masons and religions have done a horrible job. You've been misleading people and you know nothing about God. Do unto others? Nice. Commander Ashtar, Mother, Father, and my teams, is there any messages that you would like me to put forward? There are going to be some fabulous things being seen from the platform that you call YouTube by those that will be coming forward with their truth and their stories that will, in essence, bring down the internet. Because it has been so diabolically managed and held in suppression of what they have viably claimed in their business documents as being platforms of the people. Yeah, right. As long as you're making money, as long as it doesn't challenge your beliefs. We will see to it that those that have been most egregiously suppressed I don't know, is that a word? Denominated? Not nominated, but denominated. Denominated as pillars in their community will be lifted righteously by the Divine Father. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We will see to it that every egregious act will be turned on its head. There are now people in positions that truly do care as much as Celeste does about the order and the peace that is meant to be offered to all communities. And it has been outrageously denied by those people that have been holding staunch beliefs of lower dogmatic, autocratic, they're saying vile corruption, that has had zero entanglement with truth, valor, and any constitutional right that each of them walking out of the house say that they uphold, and they don't. They've written laws that they do not stand by. So they're showing me right now a picture of a policeman pulling over somebody in a car, and they're talking about the laws, and they don't stand by the laws while they're going behind and just corrupting it. So they're showing how degrading it is that people wear their badges and wear their suits and wear their uniforms. They tell people and they'll pull people over and they'll give them a ticket. But in this very same minute, they're abusing the laws of the very Constitution that they supposedly have a stand for and wear the badge of and get paid for. These people will be pulled out and weeded out. So God's had enough. God's had enough of the fucking corruption. You can't play both sides, people. That's what that means. You can't play both sides. You can't say that you are source. You can't say that you're source. You're gaining from source's light. You're living off source's food. You're living off the planet that supports you. You can't do that because people don't want to be using. People don't want to be taken advantage of anymore. You can't say that you believe in energy and yet you're raping it from somebody that's an innocent on the side of the road. You can't play these games. You can't say you're spiritual and then go out and rape somebody. You can't say you're spiritual and go out and take everything that they're worth. You cannot play both sides. It doesn't matter how you play. Whether you're lying about them, whether you're taking their content, whether you're stealing from them, whether you're not saying the truth when you need to say the truth. When God says stand up and speak, you speak. This is redemption of your soul. You're tested. You're given these tests every day. You cannot play both sides. You're given one or two chances to say, yeah, okay, maybe next time I'm going to do it. Next time I'm going to stand up, I'm going to speak my truth. No, you're not going to be given infinite chances here, people. You're given tests every day. Will you stand for higher character? Will you stand for higher morals? Who are going to be the leaders of this new 5D earth? The people that have stood up every fucking time and said, no, this is bullshit. I'm not going to be fucking bullied by idiots that don't know anything. This is wrong. This is so wrong. Millions of lives. I'm one. I'm one that survived. I should not be here. I should not be here. Because I have the energetic specialty, I'm the one that's coming forward and talking about it. There are millions of people just like me on the North American continent. This has happened to. Millions. And if we all know that the bottom line is money, and if these millions of people and their bottom line money has been ripped out from under them and they've been enforced on the street, impoverished on the street that I see all the time. And many of them have gone to drugs and alcohol, and many of them have taken themselves out by suicide because they just couldn't take the fuck shit. And you tell me, where is your morals? You cannot play both sides and you won't be met. You won't be met by the angels when you pass. You won't. Source will just put you back in the source bucket and you'll go back to the lower realms and you will remain there forever into eternity, never having another body ever again. You cannot continue to disrespect the grace of God. You cannot continue to disrespect life on all levels and then come around and say and walk yourself out of your church and say, oh, we did a great sermon today. You can't do it anymore. You can't do it anymore, corrupt church people. You can't do it anymore. I don't give a crap how many Bible verses you know. Corruption is done. Whatever corrupt business you're running out of your church, it is done. And watch the churches fall. You cannot say that you believe in God and you go treat people like shit. You can't do that anymore. You can't do it anymore. You can't say that you believe in God and you can't say this and you can't say that and run your little Bible verses while you're paying witches to take me out. You can't do this. You'll be caught, you'll be charged, you'll be charged. You're going to be in jail just with the ones that you're paying to hit people. How is that, eh? How is that? All these church people in jail with all the ones they're paying to do hits on the ones that annoy them and the ones that threaten them. Because we speak a different version of God. We speak a vibrational God that is truth. You don't have to know a Bible verse to be close to God. God is about what you do walking around every day. God is about saying, no, you're not coming in my space because I didn't send for you. I didn't invite you. And yet you force your way in my space every day. I'm standing up and saying, no, God gave me this space. God gave me this energy. You don't have it. You don't need it. I'm not going to give my energy to those that suck it, siphon it, harvest it, sell it, bid it, bet it, and sell it on the black web. You're not coming near me. I didn't invite you. I get to put up my boundaries. I get to be okay with people not sending their people to come and watch me and spy on me. You didn't invite me. You didn't pay to have me in my energy, did you? No, you're just being abusive because you're not honoring my free will. Sending your minions to watch me every day, that's abuse. Do I do that to you? I don't. I don't play both sides. I stand by God. I don't need to. I don't work out of jealousy or envy or hate or gluttony or greed or selfishness. I've been patient for 54 years waiting for people to come forward with the truth. And there's a lot of people out there. There's hundreds and hundreds of people that know the truth about me and about what's been going on behind the scenes, and nobody's brought it forward. Go on YouTube and make your stories public. Go on YouTube, make your stories public about what you know, about what's been going on, and put the pieces of the puzzle together. YouTube is going to be absolutely liable. So get ready for your court cases, YouTube. The shadow government, you're liable. And the people that have been paying YouTube to shut me up, you're liable. I have my right to be exactly who I am. Anybody that thinks they're more powerful than God and my destiny to silence me and to hold me back, after you've tried sacrificing me 70 times, and you try your death magic every day, if I wake up every day and I'm stronger than I was the day before, and I'm still here, what does that tell you? I'm not going nowhere. I'm here for the kids and I'm here for Gaia. And you will step out of my way. God is bringing each and every one of you down. Each and every one of you, you're coming down. Blasphemy to God, you touch me. Blasphemy to God, you touch my destiny, my name, and my papers. Blasphemy, you try and rearrange my name and you rearrange my fucking story. Blasphemy. Karma equal. I speak higher truth and I will see you in the higher spiritual courts, and I've already arraigned you as guilty. And now it's coming down in the physical. You're guilty. All those 300 people involved in destroying me, suppressing me, and silencing me and making me go away, you're all guilty. I arraign you as guilty. You're not going to fool any more people. My ex in Calgary, I'm disappointed. Everybody you deal with, I'm disappointed. You will never face me. I won't give you another ounce of my time or energy. I divorced you 8 years ago for a reason. I spiritually and emotionally divorced you over 8 years ago. 8 years we've been estranged. You will never touch my space, my energy, my anything. Eric Raimundo Perez is a con man and he is criminal. Do a full financial audit. I took it to the lawyers on the perjury that he spoke in the legal papers and the financial papers of the divorce proceeding. And I brought it up. I said, this is perjury. I brought it up and I showed the lawyers what the lawyers missed. And they said, we're not investigators. We don't look into it that far. That's what they said to me. So if that's what a lawyer says, how much else has been missed? Because they've been told and they've been directed, don't look into anything that she brings up. Why? Because there's higher up people that say, we don't want her going anywhere in society. She's not supposed to go anywhere. She's supposed to die, old age, never having her dreams reached, never being loved, never being given to, never being given anything. She's supposed to know that she's never supposed to be anything because of the lineage I come from. And God said, you crucified Jesus, you're not crucifying me. Divine feminine is needed to pull this planet through ascension. If there's no divine feminine, this planet won't ascend. This planet will go down in hell. I'm an ancient divine feminine and I'm from the cosmos. I'm the energy that Gaia needs. And Gaia's spoken. And on behalf of Gaia, I'm staying. And if I give back to any other adult human, that will be a benefit and that will be a bonus to them. And that'll be a cherry on top because they'll say that at some point they had a connection and a collaboration with me and they were benefited. And I'm here for the children. Other than that, the adults of this collective, there's only 2 of them that have come through for me. Only 2. A few others, since I've been homeless, a few others have let me know that I'm important and they give to me and they donate. Other than that, there's been no adult show. If there's investigators and if there's special investigations through the CIA and through the governments that are looking into things and doing things for me, I haven't known because you haven't told me. Because again, I live in a bubble. There's only certain things that I'm allowed to see, and if Source deems it necessary for me to see because you're doing a good deed and because you want to be seen and known, you have to go through the communication processes I've told you. Because there is a bubble in and around me so that I'm not seeing the real shit that has really gone on. Because God needs me for the rest of this mission. God needs me for the rest of this work that I'm meant to do here. And if my soul gets destroyed just like that because of people's disgustingness, God has say on what comes through this bubble. The only things allowed through are goodness. Making right on what you've done. I've been damaged enough and I've been harvested enough and I've been raped enough vibrationally. You've all played with my name. You have all played with my energy. The adults of this collective, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the adults of this collective. You don't see anything wrong with people being abused and people being trafficked, and you see nothing wrong about it. You've been so conformed to not doing anything, to writing an email, writing a letter, to getting up and taking action. You don't see it. This is your planet you live on, and yet you don't care about what she gives back to you and how she gives back to you. She doesn't have to give back to you. If your disrespect is that much, she doesn't have to give back to you. She doesn't have to keep giving to you. This is how energy is now. This is how the spirit realm is seeing it. If you choose not to be equal measure, it will be equal measure. You must get that. The Celestials are not going to help you. They're not entitled to help you. The Galactic Federation is not entitled to protect you. So if you don't care, how do you think that care is going to be given to you? If I saw somebody being abused every day, if I saw it and I knew it and I saw the paperwork and I knew that things were going on, I'd be driving down to the police station. I'd be saying, I've seen these things occur. What do you need from me? Like, it does not sound like you'd be on behalf of the Source Creator. You're in a vessel supplied by Source. You're getting the light and the sun and the food by Source. Source is making sure you're protected. Source is making sure you're in your highest destiny. Source is giving you access to all spirit. So Source is going to bless you back. That's called playing one side. No, I want to play the greater good. I care about the fucking greater good, people. Don't you? Don't you care about the children not being trafficked, not being lured by dumbass exes that got issues? That aren't taking responsibility for their healing? No, you're given 1,000 chances and enough is enough. Get the hell out. You've had enough chances. You've had enough fucking warnings. Enough is enough now. You're just playing demon purposely to play demon because you don't want to be seen. Again, same issue. Get out. We've got to get on with things. You're not going to hold up creation because you still don't want to heal. You cannot play both sides. Everybody's going to see from here on out. You pick your side. Do you pick your religion or do you pick Source Creator? Do you pick whichever you've been doing and being okay with lofting back and forth in conformity, back and forth, and seeing things go wrong but not really doing anything? No, you actually got to do something. Share videos, get up and act. Where's the divine masculine that's in honor? The divine masculine that's grounded. The divine masculine that's balanced with divine feminine. And receiving and the giving and the acting and the standing up for your people. God placed me in this position because if there's something going on in my collective that I see that's absolutely disenfranchised, there's going to be no better foot soldier. That's why I'm here. I've shown all of you. I've proven to all of you. I've gotten no help on any level except my 2 clients that donate. And if there's people behind the background that I don't know about, it's because I haven't been told. Spirit says there are a few people now. There's the right people in place now. And there's investigations that are going over the investigations that were done before. Because the investigations were so not done before. There were so many corrupt people because they didn't want to be seen for what they did. Again, the people in position, the people in power, the people in uniforms, the people in badges, the people that have the money. All of these people and the people next to them all knew what was going on and nobody did anything. Nobody did anything the first 1,000 times. And you have to wear that on your karma. You have to wear that. Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day, everybody. What kind of a father are you? Or is it just lip service? I don't play lip service. I don't. Doesn't mean shit to me. Don't do it. You say you're going to do something, do it. If not, leave. It is that simple. Fakers, false, mask wearers, get out of my way. You're going to be stopped, you're going to be blocked, you're going to be moved over. This planet is a part of the multiverse. This planet has a destiny. This planet, her consciousness, all of her sacred sites, all of her grids, everything that she has ever done, she matters to me. Her life is my life. And she's been abused and she's been ignored, and she has the divine feminine voice. She has the divine feminine voice for this galaxy. She's one of the last codes for this galaxy that's going to lift this galaxy up. And she's going to go through those gates. And I'm going to take her. Divine feminine, sacred sounds and sacred tones and sacred sights, we're going to lift this planet. And I'm going to be involved in it. If I have something, if I have nothing, it doesn't matter. I know my destiny. I know my voice. I know my codes. I know act. I act change. And that's from my voice because I care. I don't backpedal. I don't backstep. I'm disappointed in my ex and everything that he's connected with. I'm disappointed. Perez, you're a criminal and I'm going to charge you. Maximum sentencing. Stay out of my energy. Doing sex magic on me, like I'm going to come back. I'm going to let you in my space. It's laughable. Anybody that does sex magic on me, anybody that does any magic on me, I wouldn't want you as a friend. I wouldn't. People that do magic to think they have to get things, people that do magic to manipulate and force outcome, people that do magic to force reality to be their way while taking into absolutely no consideration about just healing yourself. And when you're healed, you look at that person and think, oh, I didn't want you anyways, because you're in a wounded space. Because you're in a lack space, because you're in a no sense of self space. That's why you attract those people. Why do you think you're never going to have somebody like me? Because I don't do magic. You do. Because you don't know who you are. You have lack mentality, you have limitation mentality, and I feel sorry for you. Even though you've done such horrible things for me, I feel sorry for you. Because you've wasted your life. And your life will be the story that everybody will look at. And we will see, well, if you don't get healed, that's what happens. And when you heal, that's what happens. Everybody has the stories. Everybody has the versions. So learn from it. I'm saying from here on out, you can't play both sides. You can't say you're for God and watch somebody be abused. You can't play both sides while you're signing signatures to stuff you don't even know. You can't say you play both sides and you say that you're all with God, but you're allowing somebody that is a criminal to walk around and sleep and live in houses that don't belong to them while I'm sitting on the cement. For the communications, paypal.me/Joanna L. Ross. That might be the real name. That might not be the real name, because apparently I haven't found my real family. I mean, there might be love out there for me somewhere. I haven't found it yet. Because, they just take babies from wherever, loving parents that really wanted a child, and loving parents that, the people that really love children, they're never with children. Why is that? Because they're always sent off to the fucking trafficking rings and the stupid ass cults and covens and masons, so that they can abuse them and put them up for sacrifice. Do you see the human hunting machine? It's a machine. The people that really want something, the people that really care, the people that would do anything for children and live for children and call them angels and play with them as they walk by and help little bugs and animals, no, we're left on the side of the road and we're left desolate. Because that's what they do with really good souls. Did you not see this sick fucking game? The Epstein was just a tip of the iceberg. They want you corrupt. They want you debaucherous. They want you less than nothing. They want you testing yourself and questioning yourself and having no idea what God is. You will never separate God from me. You will never separate God from me. You will never separate the God from me. And I've proven to everybody, I am who I am with or without money. I am who I am with or without notice. I am who I am with or without name. I'll choose it. You can't play both sides. I never do. I play for God. I've always got my cleats on and I'm always ready to go. Put me in, coach. And I will get back up the next fucking day. So throw all the magic you want. You're going down. Cults and covens and masons and eastern stars, the ones that have been fucking with me, you have one opportunity and one only. Today is your day. Go to the authorities and say what you know. There's no other time. There's no other spaces. There's no other places you're going to be except jail. It's been enough screwing with my life. Father, this is over. I'm not going to keep playing these games. I'm not going to keep waiting for everybody else to bring me truth. I want my own truth. I want my birth records and I want my money. There's people out there that actually feel as if they can stay or they can go. And those are the people that I want to help. Because those are the people that are on edge and they really want to help. They really want to be a part of this game. But they are so disenfranchised and they are so disheartened. And they are so disappointed. I know that vibration. Because it doesn't matter how hard you try, you never get anywhere because criminal-ass people take it from you and harvest from you. And then your body and your fields and your energy is left for nothing. And then the governments and all the people that are supposed to be official, they're supposed to be giving you some sort of justice. You don't get anything that way either. So then you're screwed doubly because the justice system is supposed to be justice not working for you. And the police laugh at you and the lawyers say we're not meant to be investigators. So who the fuck is really working for me? Anybody? I mean, is there anybody on this planet that is working for the real truth? No, you just let corrupt criminals and Epstein and debaucherous pedophiles walk around. And so the real angels were left on the side of the road as if nobody cares. Fine then. I'm not coming back to the planet that's going into entropy. If you don't have divine feminine energy, if you do not have divine feminine energy and she is not brought up with love and compassion and teaching the children about energy, teaching the children that all is energy, all matters, all is compassion, and you must care about energy. It's everything. If you do not have divine feminine, all of the waters will dry up on your planet. And you might think, well, that's going to take years from now. It's going to be way beyond. Gaia is Gaia. If she says you're not respecting me, she's going to be enraged just like I will. I am the voice of energy on the planet. I'm the voice of the collective energy. I'm the voice of Gaia energy. I am the voice of energy from the heavens. And what I speak, everybody has their free will to determine what they want to do with it. You've taken a master, you've taken a messiah, and this is what's been done. And you have to make peace with your soul when God tests you. Are you going to be on this ride? What do you care about your soul's progression or not? These are truths, and do with it what you will. Because when it comes time for you and somebody to stand up for you, is it going to be there? Everybody that was from my past, you will never ever touch me again. The cords have been severed, the ties have been severed. You're never going to touch my soul again. Anybody that said they were my family, you were never my family. Everybody that comes towards me to do a pop-up, to do whatever you're going to do, you will be blocked, and I will call the police if you step before me if uninvited. I will call the police. I've told everybody how I wish to be communicated to, and right now it's through PayPal. Because I don't have a home, it's been enforced out. I don't have any money because they've stolen it and taken it and raped it from me, and nobody's telling the truth. So today, no more. There's no more. No more. I'm not going any further. I'm not going any further. I'm not going any further, Spirit. I'm not going any further. I'm not going to play the fucking game where I wake up every morning and it's a new tragedy I have to transmute. I'm not doing it. I'm not transmuting more and more and more and more lies because other people choose to enforce their way into my life. I haven't invited them. I don't even know them. It goes against every constitutional spiritual law that's ever been made. The highest of the spiritual laws ever been made. Okay, so let's do a card. Let's shake up the energy. Holy Spirit, please release all the energies. Everybody knows where everybody stands as far as my story has not changed. Is there any collective messages, Mother and Father, and the holy systems of light? My insectoid family, reptilians, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Cassiopeans, Lyrians. Any of my beautiful family that would like to come forward for a message from the spiritual side? They're saying that the Dogons with the Syrians are going to be making a comeback in many different ways. You will see it unfold on your planet. Just histories and stories and their civilizations, information coming up from these civilizations coming up and how Sirius has been involved. Sirius is not so serious. They're very playful people. Very playful beings. They have a lot of Syrian energy. They're the ones that follow me and assist me on the planet and protect me. The human testing programs, the human experimenting programs, through which I was illegally a part of, they will all be coming down. These are not programs that support Divine Creator. These are not programs that support Your 5D growth and ascension, it's stories that you'll learn from, but they do not support evolution. They're saying that there are cloning labs and they'll be taken down. They do not support evolution. The operators of these labs will be charged with obstruction to infrastructure over their private agendas over the infrastructure of the greater good. So they're showing that because of the case that I'm shown and because of the vlogging that I've done on my case and how it affects me, how systematic abuse, stalking, spying, all of those things that I've talked about. So sorry, Spirit, go back to what did you just say in that thread? That I've shown it's put the detriment to the individuals involved in dangerous positions through why and how systematic abuse is dangerous. And I've shown it in the vlogging. And so they're saying that's why these cloning labs, because those people that are meant to be swarmed and systematically abused so much that they lose their spirit and their soul, and then they're cloned. So then that representation comes in that kind of looks like me, just like the stars, right? There's many, famous people that this has been done by. Their spirit and souls get taken because they're very creative, they're high vibrational. Their spirit and souls get taken and a clone comes in to replace them. And it's of lower, lesser, and they play for the corruptive side. Again, they play for both sides. It's the swarm and swap. Swarm and swap human hunger machine. And there's people at the top that have their fingers on everything to push the button and see who goes through and who doesn't go through. Who are we going to clone? Who aren't we going to clone? You're not going to fucking clone me. You will never fucking clone me. You just won't. Okay, so what are they saying? So they're saying that the societies that have been involved in such. So they're showing me now that many of these cults and covens have been involved in the cloning. They've been approached by certain sects, SECTS. They've been involving themselves in such work because it's just money for them. They don't care. They use their dark occult and their money for these things. They've given lists of people to connect with and hack and attack. Who are they going to get next? Again, it's the human hunger machine. Where's their list? Who are they going to start attacking with magic? How are they going to start attacking them? How are they going to start building lies around them? How are they going to start building false POAs? I mean, it's a whole setup. They swarm, they attack, they systematically abuse, they break the soul, they take everything that they're worth, and then they clone them and spit them out. This is the system. This is the process, people. This is what you call humanity. Disgusting. They're saying there are cloned representatives in government that will be seen. These will all be a part of your next phase of ascension unfolding, where you're seeing the clones come forward, their original versions. I'm just talking with spirits. I'm asking questions, spirit, because I want to see if my questions can be answered. So they say, so I asked spirit, why do they do, like, what's the point? What's the purpose? Like, why do you take somebody that's, that's gifted and benevolent and has these beautiful energies for the planet? Because they manipulate the race. They want a specific race for humanity, and that race is controllable. They want a controllable race. So they take those that are unique. They take those that are like the Messiah. They take those that have starseed energy. They take those that are, not conforming, and that's what they do testing on. As similarly to the ones that have been identified and targeted through LGB, because they are uniquely expressing themselves. And there's extra work done on these people. They're targeted. Just as I said. Go look at my video. I said that. I said there are certain cults and there's certain covens, and these people are looking at them before they're targeted. Like, where's their mental state at? Who do they hang around? What's their DL? Do they have a DL? And if they have a DL, you absolutely know the government's going to be all over it. The shadow government. Because they're easier to test on. Because they're questioning their sense of self at that time, and they're meant to. It's part of their journey. You're not meant to attack them and sabotage them out of their sense of self and their journey with Source. So maybe they're feeling insecure for a little while. Doesn't everybody? Isn't that a normal part of society? We're supposed to remember who we are and question who we are. Nobody goes through their entire lifetime without feeling a little bit mentally insecure. I mean, what the hell? We're going through ascension. There's people attacking us left, right, and center. Of course you're going to feel mentally unstable every now and then. So now we're supposed to feel insecure about feeling mentally unstable? Who isn't at one point in their life? Give me a break, people. These governments are just taking advantage. The shadow government's taking advantage, and they're ripping the soul of humanity out. Not if God has anything to say about it. And God does, of course, because it's God's planet, essentially, right? This planet doesn't belong to us. This planet is God's. There ain't no Illuminati that's going to have the say over this planet, nor will there be any Muslim that's going to say their religion is going to power over all. It isn't, people. You don't own anything, and that's how arrogant you are. You're not close to God if you say things like that. You're just not. I don't care how many Bible verses you know. So much arrogance. Was that all you wanted to say about cloning? The markets are represented by those who are swayed in the abilities to believe what they are shown and told. There are those coming forward that show the collective things aren't necessarily what they seem, and you are one of them. You are one of the voices. Your voice is very powerful to change direction of all the collective, and this is why there has been the suppression that there has. There are those that are banking and have banked on, and they're showing me right now they're pulling their money out of wherever they put their money. The FIDIC, I don't know if you guys have FIDIC there, the financial judiciary board, you should be all over. You should be all over what money's coming out of certain stocks over the next couple of weeks. So sorry, Spirit, go back to that vision you just showed me. They showed me the stock exchange, and there's people with a lot of money pulling their stocks out because they were banked that I would not survive, that it was holding certain stocks. Because the voice of reason dictates energy, vibrations, and flow to aspects and areas of human growth. So again, I'm all about healing. I'm not, and again, as I said, when the money's returned to me, I'm going to be giving only to those that are serious about healing and evolving. If you're not, you're going to leave and you're going to be pulled out. Right? You have to support what I'm supporting what I stand by. I don't mince my words. I don't blur lines. I tell you straight up. And if you're stupid enough to stay in my energy when I've told you straight up, then it's your fault. You're going to get exactly what my ancestors give you. Because you've looked at my face and you've laughed and you've played games. So now you're out. There is no more billionth chance for you. There's no more billionth chance for my ex and his lineage. His lineage has no say in my energy any longer. He's disappointed his ancestors on every level. I don't want anything to do with him. Do you want me to talk further about the financial market, Spirit? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to know. I'm not questioning it. I don't want to know. I find it just disgusting. So they're showing me right now that the financial, how humanity, so what they're showing me is that I know it from a spiritual perspective. It's not going to make sense to a lot of people. How humanity is being wired as opposed to money and our understanding of money and our understanding of the economic system and the financial system, we're all being rewired right now. And our souls and our hearts and our spirits that are higher connected to the higher realms, it's being rewired in that way. So it's not so much about intrinsic value, yes, because it's why we get up every day, right? I get up because I'm connected with Source. I want to know about Source. I want to explore Source. All these beautiful things. But it's about, so they're just showing me it's more about your God code and about the galaxy. So we're going to be understanding and learning and exploring and really diving into monetary systems, financial systems within the galaxy, even in a source abundant experience. So I mean source abundant mean that it's not a God, it's not a religion. You know that source is abundant in all things. So how can you rely on source to just bring you what you need and not have reliance on money? Because that's a huge thing for humanity, right? There's the very, very poor, and then there's very, very elite. None of the collective has the general understanding source provides all. Doesn't matter what economic thing you're in. The reason why the very poor haven't received just receiving all is because, again, their disconnection from source, because they've had it bad for so very long. But then again, we have to look. The reason why most have had it bad for so very long is because there's been systems of hunger that have been taking it from everybody. Because they don't know how to feed themselves within, they take it from everybody without. It's everything that I've shown you on my channel. They have not chosen to go within and heal. Therefore, everything they need to heal in their wounding, and because it's so greedy and egregious, it has to be fed a lot. They're dark parasites. They're dark entities, dark parasites. And so they take from those that they can take from. And because it's easily manipulative, they found ways to do it. They found ways to clone, swarm, take, swarm, clone, take, swarm, clone, take. That's what they do. It's a machine. So stop giving to the machine, stop giving to the devil, and we're finding new ways that source is providing. We don't necessarily have to have a lot of money in the bank, but I'm showing you that even though I wake up every day, I don't have any money, but source is providing. So having those reliances that when you're connected with source, when you're connected with your teams, you will be provided for. You don't get heal, better wording, heal your beliefs about having to rely on money. In your 5D, in its longer state, you're not going to have monetary experiences that you do to this point in which you're relying on it every single hour on the hour. It's not going to be like that because you're going to have shifted your beliefs and your understanding that source provides for all creation. How can source not provide for you? I've been homeless for 6 years and I don't have regular money coming in to pay bills and to get food. I'm still here. I still have people that give to me. I still have the food that I find along the way, and no, I'm not picking it up off the ground. No, there's people that donate, and there's people that God sends to me. So God provides. There's going to be people that will be shifted out of their homes. They're going to have to learn how to rely on God, rely on spirit, rely on Gaia. And it'll be those that have been the most staunch in, fighting it and trying to stay in their, supposed lifestyle. Well, how important is your lifestyle to your soul? No, my soul is a lot more important. I'm going to choose my soul. Thank you. Keep your elitism. I don't care. I'm far more abundant being with Source. And that's sometimes, too, I wanted to talk about today that had nothing to do with any of that stuff, was that sometimes, in a sense, I brought this up several times, especially when I was going through, that really dark phase in Bragg Creek, when I lived in Bragg Creek, when all the black magic was being done in my house and all of these strange things were happening. I knew that Source was still protecting me, and my guides were. It has so much protection. They were just letting me know that I was protected at all things, even though it was horrible. But they showed me that in all that time, there were certain points of my ascension. I had to come forward and I had to fight to be who I was. There's no way that I had to fight. This is who I am. Nobody's taking it from me. You have to fight for that. And it is, yes, we can call it the human rights, if you will, but it's more than that. It's saying that, no, you have your right to be on this planet and express and experience yourself, the 3 E's, in all that you are. Nobody has one even tiny little speck to take it from you. Nobody of these 300 people had one little tiny little nail or a hair to speak on my name. They don't know me. Nobody knows me. And that means a lot to me, because to get to know somebody, it means more than just knowing my name and of talking to me once. No, It's like, were you there in the good and the bad? Were you there in the most horrible moments? Were you there to pick me up? Were you there to help me when I helped you? Were you there in all the ways that I was there for you? Everybody knows me can say, no, you weren't. You weren't there. You weren't there. And there's proof because you weren't there. Look at all the emails that aren't there. Look at all the texts that aren't there. Look at all the donations that aren't there. I mean, there's receipts everywhere. You can't say. You don't know shit. So show me, where's your validation? Are you going to come up with, you going to go to the AI shop and you're going to print out all these fake texts that I just didn't get? Is that what you're going to do? Yeah, some of them will. They're that desperate. They're that desperate to keep their lifestyle. They're that desperate for money. And so Source is saying, one of the biggest awakenings humanity is going to see over this next phase of awakening is that our understanding and our economics is totally going to change. How is everybody on humanity, if they have an understanding of Source and they have an understanding of God, and there's been people like me come forward, and there's been monks and other people that come forward, and they just know they'll be taken care of, the unconditional trust, that you don't necessarily need money, but how can you know that that will be reliance in other ways on other things and not have to rely where you're desperate all the time? It's going to change, and people are going to be forced into it because 5D planet, the Pleiades, 5D Pleiades, they don't have a monetary system because they all know it's one. They all know Source is Source. They all know they if one person hurts, then the other person hurts. It's all a oneness factor. So you want all to be abundant. So you just live in giving and sharing freely. It's a giving and sharing freely. How it's been on the planet, it's just been unfair because it's a dog-eat-dog world. It's competition. That's the distorted masculine. And so where's divine feminine? She's on the side of the road fighting for her life and looking at all of the other divine feminine that are on the side of the road as well, that have been kicked out and enforced into poverty. Okay, so now that the children and the women are being trafficked and sold and swarmed and cloned, now what? Now what, Masons? Now what, top elite people? Now you're going to take the organs from them so you can remain around a little bit longer? So now you're taking the people that are healthy, you're taking the people that have light, you're taking the people that have codes, and you have the highest people with the planetary codes of ascension. You have the blueprints that have the people that have the blueprints. They're on the side of the road. They don't have anybody standing up for them. They don't have anybody looking after them. They don't have anybody supporting them so that they can do their work and they can focus on their work with God while you're doing what? You're doing more death plots and hiring your next spiritual hitman. Okay, so that's a story that creation's going to know. That's your creational story. My creational story is I'm going to still get up. I'll make my own name. The lies that were on my old name, it doesn't matter. I'm going to change my name again. I'll still be with God. I'll still be who I am. I'll still get up. I'll still have food, wherever it comes from, however it comes from. And I know that somewhere out there, there is the perfect soulmate that won't do black magic on me. There's the perfect soulmate that won't take things from me because they have agendas. I have a perfect soulmate that won't ever do magic on me because they just want to be with me and know me and love me. And they know that the love that I give, that's the gift. And they have to be okay with that. They have to be okay that I'm not a perfect model by the Vogue standards, by the Vanity Fair standards, that I don't give a crap about fucking conformity. I don't give a crap about what people say about me. I don't give a crap. I care about God and my jurisdiction with the heavens. Because I carry this planet. And I care. I don't care how many people come to my channel. I don't care. I care about the ones that really want to get to me, that know that there's healing information out there and they're not finding it. That's what I care about. I care about the rights of people that are being abused every minute and nobody says anything and they just walk by and they know abuse is happening. They don't care. That's what I care about. You can't play both sides. You can't say you're for God and you watch people get abused. You can't play both sides. You can't say that you care about God and you read your Bible verses and yet you're holding seances and satanic rituals in the basement of your church. You're going down. There's a shifting out. If your heart's not in vibration, if your heart is not aligned, if all that you are is not in vibrational alignment, you're not going through the gates. You can't be torn in what you believe. So yes, there will be times in your spiritual journey where you will have to amp up your energy, and you will have to show Source Creator that this is the destiny you gave me, and yes, Father, I've got it. This is my destiny. Where's my staff and my mantle? I got my cleats on. Put me in, coach. That's what Source wants to see from you. Again, how important is your soul's progression? Mine is really important. No, I'm going to fight for this because I know that my voice matters. I know that I can create change. I know that this change is needed. I know it. It doesn't take a lot to see that change is needed. You see it around you in every 5 minutes. So again, Source is saying, this is your planet. What are you going to do? Source isn't going to come down and fix it for you. It's get the elevator equal measure. Okay, so let's pull 4 cards. Does anybody have any questions? My donation channel is paypal.me/Joanna L. Ross. Is there anything, Spirit, did you want me to say, Commander Ashtar? They're seeing the sequencing of events change dramatically. From the uplifting of many. So many of the suppressed souls that were meant to have been lifted will now be lifted. So again, they're going back to the comment the other day about the energies from the Schumann resonance going up and down for the next little while all of these adjustments get back into place. God's putting everybody in their vibrational place, basically. There will be no blocks that will hold my resonance behind. My resonance will be felt and known, because again, the people that were sucking the life out of me and doing their stupid ass binding work and root work and all that kind of stuff, that's being taken off. Curses and hexes being taken off, so my energy can be felt. The veils and the blocks that were on YouTube, those are going to be fixed. So Source, the Father is fixing it, the Father self. And the Father is, giving those in certain positions the ability to do so. Because there's obviously people that have the signing authority that need to know what needs to go on. So that's what they're doing. But it's being done by the highest, the highest of the people. By God. God's directing it. It just is God, so they're saying God's going to be directing me on what to do and where to go. I'll be held safe. The federations are always surrounding me. It's time for us to have fun and be in celebration of all the things that have been accomplished, that we're heretofore felt in unbelievable status to ever overcome. And this is why some of the people, which makes sense, some of the people that have been doing all of the abuse, they can't believe that I'm still alive, and they can't believe that I still get up and I push the important issues every day. It's because we're not going back. Right? I don't backstep. We're going forward. Stretch. We're going to be coming to you in good company to assist all of you in the transitioning into your new earth status through your celestials and your guides. And if and when you ask, it will always be given in the deepest and the highest priority of your divine soul's blueprint. So each and every one of us, through which we all allow ourselves to open and receive equally, right? It's all about, you can say you want to receive all you want, but are you open to it, right? Are you open to receive? And that's just allowing yourself to be open. Open and receiving is the divine feminine, and acting. When you see something that's not right, act. Say, no, this isn't right. I want to help you. What can I do? What do you need? When you're always making right for karma, it's always good to say, what is it that you need? And let the person tell you. Because they might just need somebody to listen. They might need you to actually go find a lawyer for them. They might actually need you to, get them a pair of shoes so they can go for a walk and look after their bags for a little while so they don't have to worry about their bags getting stolen, so they can go for a run. When you're making it right, you're there to be of service. You're there to hold space. That's what being a healer is all about. That's what earning your karma is all about. It's not about you being absolutely 100% committed to your schedule. No. What do you do for others? Besides, we're not talking monetary. This is where people are going to have to resort out their lives. They're going to have to start to get really serious about who do you have that you rely on for money and all of those things, when 5D isn't going to be about all of those things. Like, you need to be reliant on yourself. What can you do and what can you not have access to, right? So if you have a life that you have access to a whole bunch of things that require money and payment and things, you need to do the most work. Because what if that person wants a more spiritual journey? That person has that right. That soul has that right. So where does that leave you? This is why a lot of the spell work has been done in the past, because people know that when certain people come into the scene, they might have their energies taken away to more spiritual things. Where does that leave them? Because that other person looks after all the money, that other person looks after all the things that need to be looked after. You're going to have to look after yourself. Grow up. Like, right? But some people are so roped into being of service, and so people are, and I say service just by paying the bills. So you're going to go through your spiritual growth by saying, no, I'm not going to pay for your bills anymore. You got to get it on your own. Somehow you got to sort it out. You got to start cutting those cords. Because you have a whole lot of cords that are attached to you that don't need to be. These people need to grow up and start being reliant on their own. Like, if you want a substantially rich life where you're going to have all the bills paid for, then you're going to have the money to pay for it. Right? And again, what exactly in your life do you need to have reliance on? Again, what is it that you really, really need? Well, you need light and water, and you need the food just to get you by in the day and move on. Can you be that okay? Can you know that your food for your children, for their lunches, will be taken care of, and have that as a knowing? And then just reduce, simplify, reduce, simplify. Those that live extreme lives of elitism, it's not going to look that way in 5 years, in 10 years. It isn't. Because our monetary system is going to change, and when people stop focusing on the monetary system, it's not that important. Yes, we will still need banks, because I still believe in monetary notes and coin. I still believe in that. I still think it's a fair exchange. I still believe in money. I absolutely believe in it. I believe in it in a way that other people don't. I believe in it as a fair exchange, as reward and honor, and of respect and reverence. Most people don't have that. Most people act and behave on it from greed. And it's a power tool. Money is not a power tool. Money is a notion and a token of exchange of energy, exchange of gifts and skills and talents, and it should be honored in that way. That when you're given money, it's an honor. It's a sacred gift. And people don't see it as that. And that's sad. And that's why it's going to shift, especially the people that are abusive of it. The people that misuse it all the time. Those are the ones that are going to be having the biggest change. So our understanding and reliance on the monetary systems is going to be, the next phase, because my story had a lot to do with that. My story has a lot of lessons for those that are about elitism and cloning, and what you think you're reliant on, and how much are you reliant on certain things, and who are you reliant on, and how can you let go? Because really, your self-reliance should only be on you. And then again, for those of us that have been used and abused, those of us that have been relying on us for our energy, for our magic, for our light, and they're using us for everything, and we're left for dead. Literally. So those of us that have, in certain ways, I have energy and I have my spiritual gifts, I'm spiritually abundant. There was money, but I never had access to it. Everybody else did. So how's that okay? So all the criminals get to walk around with my money, and I just keep feeding them, and I just keep being harvested for the whole planet, while I'm given no credit, I'm given no honor, I'm given no respect, I'm given no house, I'm given no home, I'm given no water. I've got to look for. So it's like, fuck, I'm doing the job for everybody. I'm keeping everybody alive. Everybody's using my money. Everybody's got my houses. So what am I? I'm just sitting on the side of the road like trash. But you got to order me and tell me what to do, and you're putting tests and prodding and poking and sending people to me and experimenting on me. I mean, it's disgusting. Again, that's why God has veiled some things. There's things I just won't know, because God is just going to hide it. because I won't stay here. I'm out. God knows me. God knows me. I'll recoil my energy. I'm out. See ya. You'll never see me again. So one of my favorite words is joyska. The imagining and playing out of a conversation in your head before something happens. So joyska, that was the word that came out today. I love that word. I do that when I'm playing, meeting my soulmate, the one that I love. What kind of conversations are we going to have? What are we going to talk about? What's the first thing we're going to say? Are we going to look at each other in the eye? And I'm going to play those little things. Fun little things. I get to have fun too, believe it or not. Practicing alignment, connection, and relationships. Again, are we practicing alignment with our teams? Are we practicing alignment with spirit? Are we practicing alignment with Gaia? That's the sacred trinity. The heavens, Gaia, and our collective. How are we practicing these connections? How are we practicing being loving and fair and giving? Again, be as much as you can. We're going to be talking about this. Is going to be a big topic. They're showing me that I'm slotting it in my agendas. Talking about relying on other things and communicating and living on other things and other energy. Energy is energy. You supply and you live off energy. That's how you live. It's only meant to come from you. How can you start living a life where you're reliant on the energy that you can supply? You're living off your energy, and that's what breatharian is all about. Because really, you should only need breath if you're aligned with source. Because you have all you need to support your body. Everything is needed. 5D Pleiadians, the higher 5D Pleiadians, they only live off like little juices and berries and things like that. Their bodies are completely reliant on source energy. Those are higher vibrational bodies, breatharianism, and they live off, the little fruits and berries on their planet. They don't have restaurants, things like that we have, the buildings that we have. They say that places they gather, they say, and they do enjoy, celebration of food and wine. It's not the same as it is here, though. Brain functioning and the shifts that have to be done in the brain, the various functionality in the brain to keep up with multidimensionality and what that really is to humanity and our ascension process. So any donations would be greatly appreciated. PayPal.me/Joanna L. Ross. Divine Soul Blueprint. It's what I love talking about most. That's why God put me here. That's why I'm here, people. That's why I'm here. So I wanted to put out a statement just because there's been so much confusion and because I really don't know what's going on as far as what's been veiled on my accounts, what hasn't been veiled. The people that have been imposters coming into my life, the people that have said so many lies and told so many lies. There is a connection that I have with somebody in the collective, and I think they know who they are. And I've sent a couple of messages, and I'm not sure if they've got to him. He is my soulmate, and he knows who he is. And so I have put the information out there. And so for you to respond, can you go through PayPal so that I just know it's secure and that it's not an imposter? Because for every message that I send, there's imposters that are trying to get back into my energy to make sure that he and I don't get together. And he knows who he is because God has shown him who he is and who he is to me. Is there anything you want me to say else on that, Spirit, about confirming the communication? Source will make sure that you get your communication to me. Because we're meant to connect. And we're meant to start working together. That's Spirit. You're meant to come into my life and start working together. So come on. That's Spirit. We're bringing you two together. Nobody will have a say on it. Well, we have a say on it, of course, but the people that are trying to corrupt everything. Was there anything else? Yes, I'd like to go out for dinner. As long as it's private, that we have a conversation and we're not going to be interrupted. Because now that we're finally going to be getting together, it's been a very long time since we've both been looking forward to it. And when we're finally going to be getting together, I want all of my attention on you. Right? I want to pay attention to you. That's why you're going to be the luckiest man ever. Because you get such angelic, sweet energy just pouring on you. Of course, I'll have to keep it in check, so your ego. So he knows because I've said to him that I love, one of the things that I love about him, that his soul and I are very deeply connected, is we're children at heart. Our souls love to play together. Our souls will come together time and time again to play and create. I have many memories of playing with him as a child, because we have many lifetimes together. We are both creator gods, and I love his writing. His writing inspires me when he's raw and when he is authentic with himself. He's the version of him that I see as the child, and us playing together and having our intimate, quiet times together. And when he writes like that, he just makes my soul so happy. And I tell him that. And so that's how he knows. That's how he knows who he is to me. He is the one that will receive that message, that, beautifully written prose, yay, well done. Beautiful. Because that's him connecting with the most true version. And that's how we're connected. We're connected in the truth of who we are. So the more truthful he is, the more truthful I am. And then worlds collide. And nothing and no one will, come between that. And we're here to uplift humanity through new versions of love, and seeing what that love is like in a spiritual version, in a connected version that's intimate and caring and absorbed within one another, and how equally we give back to the creative collective, because we both have a lot of interests towards the creative collective and our care for the creative collective. And so that's going to be evident in both of our unique roles, because we both care in different ways to different versions of what needs help and assistance, and we're both very devoted to it. But right now, what we've been doing is we've been exploring who we are within ourselves to offer that to each other, as this is my soul gift to you. And my soul gift to him is my spiritual abundance and my spiritual ranking. And I'm assisting him on a spiritual journey. I'm assisting him in his ranking. I'm assisting him in learning. He's learning about who he is and his connection with spirit. And he's assisting me with the earthly things and the earthly ranking and the earthly navigation, which I've found so odd and unusual. As I said again, I don't understand how people sleep doing what they do here. So he's assisting me with all the earthly stuff, and I'm helping him with all the heavenly stuff. And it's an equal give and sharing. We're both very generous people. We're both the same in our generosity. And we're both equally talented. Was there anything else, Spirit, where I close off? Wishing everybody a very beautiful day. Happy Father's Day. Thank you to Holy Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father, for allowing us this beautiful day. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I pray for the healing for all the humanity. I pray for the healing for the divine masculines. I pray for the healing for the children. I'm praying for the whole planet and the grids and the water and the air. Thank you, Holy Spirit. There's substantial change that will be forthcoming. And so everybody just practice grounding and just practice your highest affirmations and have fun. Never underestimate the power of having fun. Right? You're meant to have fun on this earth. Most of you have not been through the ringer as much as I have. And so have fun, get out and enjoy. Be with Gaia. Get a blanket and spend the day with Gaia. Go in your fridge, get the fruit, get a blanket, and head to the beach or a park and be with Gaia. And then they're saying, make a donation to Joanna. Make a donation to me. Only if you can, and if it's in your heart. If it's not in your heart, don't make the donation, because I don't want the energy. I enjoy it and I receive it with great gratitude with my clients, because they give it from their heart. They're not forced in any way. They just give because they love me, and they support me. Okay, so that's it for today, everybody. To my soulmate, the one that has gone through much preparation. Much preparation. I'm excited to connect with you. I'm excited to exchange energy. I'm excited to get to know you and to explore how I feel about you. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to explore the energy that is spiraling around both of our worlds. There's been lots of hubbub in the ethers that are connecting with us, and so hopefully you're not going to get too embarrassed. But it was impossible to keep it, any other way, because there's been so much hacking and stalking and spying and interference. So much interference, so much spell work, trying to keep us apart and trying to keep us in illusions of who's saying what and what's saying who, and the messages that are not getting there and the messages that are getting there has been incredibly corrupt. So I just wanted to make sure and just send a little word that says, I know who you are. You are my soulmate. I do care for you, and there is deep love there from many timelines, and I'm excited to know you in this timeline. My heart knows you, and my soul cares deeply, and so just know that. And so I will leave that in your hands, going through the ethers, and these videos will be shared and known by all. Please share and please share the videos on your platforms, because my platform has been veiled, and so it needs to get to the people that really want to be with me and want to be supporting me for the creative collective's role. And Source Creative is going to be making sure that YouTube is going to be opening up my channel. However that's done, Source will make sure it happens. So have a great day, dear lighted ones, and please celebrate your family and go and have a picnic with Gaia. She loves you. Bye.